as a group, the three of you, hangout spots.
Betty fucking hates him. No.
Where do you three hang out?
Grandpa used to date Betty. That's how he got the Apple contract in the first place.
What is going on here?
The town's original Apples for Ass program.
Hey, let's play
Town
that.
had a big industry change.
TTRPGs, the ultimate playground of the imagination. These are the journeys of system exploration. Its ongoing mission? To discover innovative game systems, to seek out unique mechanics and new ways to inspire creative storytelling, to thoughtfully explore the systems others have created before us.
Welcome to System Exploration by Unfortunate Ones. I'm Sov.
I'm Nix.
And I'm Graythorn.
Ace.
Not I'm Ace, just Ace.
That is Ace.
That's right. Today we do have a special guest star, and for all of our non-listeners, because we have no listeners, we've talked about Ace before on the podcast.
Yeah.
All good things.
Only good things forever has been spoken about
our
Ace.
back catalog, Ace. It's only good things.
I'm certain, knowing you guys, I'm sure it's very complimentary.
Yes, extraordinarily.
Yes. You are credited with Take the Damage podcast's name.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Just Take the Damage.
It sounds like me.
Yep. That was the answer to one of your riddles. Anyways, today we are going to be exploring the system Kids on Bikes, 2nd edition. And I will give you guys a brief overview of what Kids on Bikes is. Kids on Bikes is meant to hit that nostalgic, like 80s, 90s kids on bicycle movies, such as like E.T., Stranger Things, even something darker such as It. What's that child actor who ended up growing up and being really into drugs? He was in Lost Boys.
River Phoenix.
Also bicycles in Lost Boys. Just saying. It doesn't matter. Anyways, any movie starring that guy as a kid, that's a Kids on Bikes movie. So, yes, kids on bicycles roaming around the small town, generally when there is mystery afoot, whether that dips into horror or just more common mystery, exploration of things unknown, otherworldly things. It is not uncommon within Kids on Bikes to have what is called a powered character. This is not a player character, but think of Eleven from Stranger Things would be a power character, or E.T. from E.T.
That's immediately what I was thinking was E.T.
Yeah, that would be what would be considered a powered character, though it doesn't always have to hold something like that. It could be a mystery. It could be that there's a psychopath running through your small town, and you guys, as kids, or teens or adults, do indeed need to resolve that mystery while coming of age at the same time, facing your fears and things along those lines. In general, just going through the table of contents, Kids on Bikes is supposed to be a very collaborative storytelling, like all TTRPGs are, but there is definitely a lending to the players as well, rather than it being simply the DM or GM, which, by the way, GM, nothing fancy.
Oh, it's just Game Master.
I've seen people on their own use titles like Sheriff or Principal, which is funny, but no, just Game Master as far as the book is concerned.
Yeah, I think those two names would really shift the tone of the stories being told.
It does shift the tone. Like, you can certainly play within a school, within Kids on Bikes. In fact, if you wanted to do something more Harry Potter-esque, there is an offshoot of it called Kids on Brooms.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But yes, it's supposed to lend a decent amount to the player characters as well, rather than the GM just putting either rewards or consequences on you. You would be asked, what might the rewards or consequences be? Likewise, when meeting a new character, you might be asked what your relationship with that character is, and you can instill things into that character before they are fully fleshed out, kind of helping to create them. So there's a lot of back and forth in that way. Also, world building. A traditional Session 0, which we will do today, is about building out your town. Most of these things are supposed to take place in a small town in an era before, I'm going to say before cell phones is an easy way to describe it. So 70s, 80s, 90s, pre-cell phone era. Characters and character creation is relatively simple. Your character sheets, you will see in a moment, are not extraordinarily detailed. This is definitely more about the RP. In fact, combat, as outlined in the book, is traditionally a single competitive role, and then is supposed to resolve from there narratively.
Okay.
So it's not, you're not meant to hack away at a monster. It's not what you're supposed to do. So it's more about the story than it is about the combat, this is the only TTRPG that I've ever seen that doesn't have most of its rules buried into the combat section of the book, which is kind of interesting. In general, gameplay would be you starting off as kids, teens, or adults within your small town that you helped create, as a mystery presents itself to you, and then you follow up on that mystery, hopefully meeting interesting characters, telling an interesting story, facing your fears, things along those lines. Again, we talked about power characters, and we don't need to talk about it too much, but think E.T. or 11 as a otherwise otherworldly or mutated, some supernatural character that is embedded into the story. You will have bikes. The mechanics for bikes are relatively simple. Mostly you are just going to make two choices that give you two different boons. And you can utilize those boons anytime that you are on your bicycle. Most of the game probably won't take place on your bicycle, but bicycles are supposed to be a part of the story, which is why your world is generally going to be small. You should be able to travel your world within under an hour of in-game travel, making the bicycles make more sense.
Can I put like a baseball card on the spokes to give it that?
That is one of the options, yes.
Okay.
You can choose a bike or you could build the bike. It's up to you. We are going to be kind of halfway between what would be pre-generated characters or recommended characters, but I am going to allow you guys to, jump around a little bit and make choices if you'd like to with those characters. And the same thing with the bikes. You don't have to take a pre-generated bike. Again, it's only two options, so you can mix and match if you want to.
Sure.
Doesn't bother me at all. All right, so jumping into it, for our Session 0, another kind of neat aspect, which is the polar opposite of how I typically run TTRPGs, is you don't need to know the adventure hook. Part of it in general is mysteries unfolding to you as you go through your daily lives in this small town. So instead, Session 0 will be us creating a world together, creating characters together, and creating relationships between those characters. And then in Session 1, you will simply begin playing those characters as I start to unfold the story to you, and eventually a mystery.
Is Kids on Bikes like a solvable mystery?
Yeah, more typically.
Okay.
Yeah, unlike Cthulhu, where like you're just supposed to get ruined. Yeah.
You're a witness to what's happening. You're not necessarily the person that's supposed to solve it.
I think overall, Kids on Bikes is also meant to be geared towards a feel good.
Okay.
So you're supposed to resolve it. You're supposed to have kind of character arcing moments where you either overcome your fears or utilize your better skills to do something impressive. and eventually, resolve the mystery. It's, I think, less about the destination, more about the journey type game where you're kind of meant to succeed in a way. It doesn't necessarily have to go that way or have to go your way. But overall, it's more about telling the story along the way, I think.
Yeah, really, really trying to push the 80s movie feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And almost all of those movies, the kids come out on top in the end.
Yeah.
You know, they might be changed, but they come out on top in the end. And a lot of those changes are going to be role-play induced changes. It's not going to be like some mechanical thing that necessarily befalls you, though it can. Actually, talking about that, there's not really a clear leveling system in this game. More what it says is you can take on certain abilities, which we'll get into as we build our characters. And after a game, whether it be a mini adventure, an adventure, a specific arc, you would be given an opportunity of like, hey, Gray, you faced your fears in that session and you overcame them. Is that still a fear of yours? And you might remove that fear from your sheet. Or you did something that you think, let's say years go by between adventures. And it's like, okay, well, I think, maybe my character joined the local football team or whatever. And I want to respec a little bit and move something into strength. Or I think brawn is the skill in this game. So it's kind of like respecing between adventures and in a very minimal way, gaining feats. But there's not a clear leveling system in this game. It's meant to be kind of simple. And all of those level ups should be reflected in the gameplay. So you did something in the gameplay, and between adventures, you might want to take on a specific strength that might make sense to you based on that adventure.
And as a GM, you're just supposed to kind of note that. And like, there isn't like something on the sheet.
More like it's a post. Well, no. So like your strengths and your fears and things are noted on your sheet.
No, I meant so like in Delta Green, when you try to do a task and you either fail or succeed it, you can like checklist it. You put a check mark.
You don't really need to do that. So this, to me, my understanding is basically it would be like either a post game conversation or as to the next adventure, because maybe your GM is going to say, "Oh, years later in the town of whatever," and then it's a pre-game discussion about how your characters have developed.
Sure, it's like the responsibility and interpretation of the GM.
Yeah, it's kind of like a session 0.5.
Sure,
for developing your characters mechanically based on how they've developed roleplay wise.
Okay,
yeah. So. Any other questions? General outlined questions, or you guys want to just dig into doing some session 0 shit?
Yeah, I mean it seems fairly straightforward.
Okay,
mostly storytelling, mostly RP.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Mostly storytelling, mostly RP. I mean, there can be conflict, and you will have some conflict stats, but it's mostly a narrative game.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, you guys would invite me to join the one non-combat game you're playing.
Yeah, well, we invited you to the next one that we were available to invite you to, Ace. Don't worry, audience members. As soon as he's gone, we'll talk shit.
I'd expect nothing less.
Actually, probably you'll be here. You'll be in the room. Yeah. You'll do it. Yeah.
It's more fun when I'm around.
Yeah.
All right. So we're actually not going to start with your characters. We're going to start with some world building. You guys will. Also, we're going to follow this a little bit kind of to the letter, but there are some things that I am going to adapt. For example, there are like opening questions for your characters and whatnot. I have additional ones that I want to ask you guys. And that's for the world as well. So we're going to start with the world building. And we're kind of just going to go around a little bit in a circle with 9 basic questions. And I'm actually going to start this with Ace. So our world is going to be essentially one town, main town. There will be a neighboring town. We're probably not going to play there.
Fucking Shelbyville.
But it exists.
Those losers.
This town should be relatively within like a 10-mile span in order to be able to travel on your bicycles from one end of the town to the other. So, the very first question is, where does our adventure take place? In other words, Ace, what is the name of our little town? Think like small town America. It should be small enough that the rest of the country doesn't give a fuck what's happening in this town, but close enough to the world where if need be, Blackhawks might show up. This is not necessarily a real town, so we are making this up. Unlike Delta, where at least the way that Gray plays Delta, where we pick like a real town and it's a little bit realistic in that way. This is a made up town.
Why don't we go with Terminal Junction?
Terminal Junction. That is a very. There's so many implications with that name. Like it almost sounds industrial. Terminal Junction. Terminal Junction.
I'm feeling like train yards and maybe some warehouses and factories.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, we'll get into that. The second question is, what is the industry, Gray, of our town? What is the industry our town is known for?
Dutch flowers.
Widgets?
Widgets? What is widgets?
It's just a made-up word for things in philosophical questions about manufacturing. Pipe fittings.
Pipe fittings. Our town is known for pipe fittings.
Was a thing.
It was.
Yeah, very much.
In industrial America, yeah.
Yeah, pipe fittings industry.
I literally just think about movies. I just think of like the Shoe Factory and Jumanji. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the easiest answers, because we're dealing with like the 70s, 80s, 90s, especially if we're getting closer to the 90s. Prison. It's a prison town.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Yeah. What is our town, Terminal Junction, famous for, Nix?
What is it famous for?
What are we famous for?
Industrial town, pipe fitters, fucking Betty's Diner and her apple pie.
Betty's, I love it.
Classic.
I love it. I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. Actually, I'm going to ask Ace a follow-up question to your answer. Betty's Diner and apple pie. Specifically, I imagine from Betty's Diner.
Yeah.
Do other people... Ace, do other people compete with Betty? As in, like, are other people out here trying to open diners or hangout spots or making apple pies? Or is everybody just leaving it to Betty?
I would think that once in a while someone comes along and tries to challenge Betty's Diner, and they just immediately fail and close down.
I love it. Once in a while, competitors that fail.
There's Jones blueberry pies.
Mhm.
Like,
And why would you go blueberry when you can have apple?
I know, dude.
Fools. The fools.
Rhubarb. Ugh.
I love it. I'm going to ask one more follow-up question for Gray. Is Betty someone that is currently alive today? Is this a new thing that we're famous for? Or is this like someone's great-great-great-grandma was named Betty and opened up a diner?
It is someone's great grandma, but she is alive because she's 90.
Oh, alive. 90.
She still worked the restaurant?
Yeah, she's still seen walking around the back every once in a while.
Nice.
Now, is she actually seen, or is that just people thinking they see her walking?
Oh,
around
well,
the
we'll
back?
get into that. Hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Some say they still hear Betty in the back.
What is our town? I'm gonna go back to Ace for this because we stuck on Betty for a bit.
Sure.
What is our town infamous for?
Betty's Burger.
Get
Case.
off of the Betty thing, man.
I was just walking around.
About a major industrial accident.
Okay.
What was that?
Shipment of pipe
does that fit in
fittings
the content
crushed a family.
warnings?
I think so. They were
I'm pretty sure it hits like 3 of them.
They were pretty broad about those content warnings. I don't think you could miss them if you tried.
Okay. What is a notable local organization? As an example from the book.
I want to be a part of every single one of these answers.
As an example from from the book, I believe this is an example, is there's like an elk club, something along those lines. What is it? What is a notable?
Would a homeowners association count?
Sure, a whole HOA thing going on.
Oh God.
Hell yeah.
The real life modern devil?
Oh God, were HOAs that bad in the 80s?
No, they weren't even a thing.
I'm pretty sure
Everyone
they've
just
been around
did
for
what they-
a good long time.
Everyone just did what they wanted with their homes, and no one cared.
I guess in this town, this is the birth of it. This is the
Oh,
There we
goody.
go.
the creation of fucking HOAs.
Well,
All
look,
right,
hey,
that's it. Burn the town to
that's
the
what
ground.
makes our town special, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good old Terminal Junction. Nix, what is a notable landmark in this town?
A landmark.
Yeah, something you would like recognize on site, something you would see landmark.
Landmark can't be like. It's not like the people made it, right? Can it be something?
It can, yeah, absolutely. It can be something that people made.
In my head,
It could be like a town where, like the big guy carrying the axe, big statue for no reason, a giant dinosaur for
The
no
pile of
fucking
burning
reason
tires
at all.
in the
Yeah,
Simpsons.
it's 100% what my brain was going the whole time was the Springfield tire fire.
Yeah.
No. Oh, well, I'll go gorge.
And it could be something natural as well if you wanted
I'll do
to.
gorge.
A gorge?
Yeah, I'll say just outside of, just in the edge of town.
Gorge on the other. How do you spell gorge, guys?
GORGE.
Gorge.
Let's say it has a waterfall, like a big cliff and a waterfall.
Love it. Gorge, edge of town, cliff and waterfall. All right.
Also, biker gang was my answer in my head.
Pretty sure that breaks a content warning.
Get off it, Gray. Get off it.
I'm not gonna.
What Gray is doubling down on is the book does have, as you might find, anybody that ever plays games online with strangers, there are like safety checklists, content warnings, as well as descriptions of inclusivity in the first chapter of the book and sprinkled throughout the book for people to be able to comfortably play with others. This is a pretty common thing you would find throughout the TTRPG communities in the internet. The book, however, lays it out. It's also things that I know that like local game shops do as well, like consent forms and things like that.
Yeah, you're playing with
Yeah.
you're playing with a bunch of strangers. You don't want to necessarily step on anybody's toes
Yeah.
about stuff. So I get it.
So the reason why Gray is doubling down is because we are a table of people that have consistently played with each other, and we generally don't really go over a lot of content warning amongst each other, at least. I mean, because we know each other, right?
Yeah. Also,
we know what everybody's
we
comfortable with.
often tell stories where we try to push each other.
Yeah, and push boundaries and things like
Look,
that.
man. All right. My dad was a coke fiend, cheating, psychologically abusing. Once got his second ex-wife to force him off of her through violence and got her to spend a night in jail.
Not wonderful, yeah.
All right. So my content warning, understandably, is bugs.
It is in almost every one of my games. I got it from a player, and then like I've just every time I copy and paste the content warnings from my games, the base content warnings, I use the same channel to copy and paste from, just because like even though it's not super triggering for me, I do agree with it to the degree where I rather it just not exist. So the content warnings are like the establishment of what content warnings would be, and then under the like don't cross this line, it's pictures and videos of spiders.
Oh yeah. You don't like spiders.
Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. People are just going to start spamming me with emails of pictures of spiders now. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud because now I'm giving them an idea.
Note to self, next campaign, spider monsters.
That's fine. If I'm imagining them, I'll just not imagine them.
Pull out phone, picture,
They're
spiders.
actually all T-Rexes in my brain.
Actually, you guys used to play Theater of the Mind, but today I really want to make sure that you played models. You just put fucking spiders on it.
Yeah. I'd like to hand out real world items. So there's a dagger for Nix, and then for Sov, there's a coloring book of spiders.
And also a jar that accompanies it that's full of spiders.
Yeah, that's full of live and dead spiders for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, they take each other out.
Anyways, back to our world building. This next question, I'm going to have to dig into a little bit of how I am going to stray from tradition from the book, which is I am going to put ages onto you guys. We don't need to decide that right now, but basically I want at least one of you to be a kid, or what would be classified as a kid, and at least one of you to be a teen, because there are mechanical differences, and this is system exploration, and I want to play with that. This is also our first campaign, so the next campaign, adults will be involved as well. That being said, the question is about schools, and we're going to have two. We're going to have, well, potentially we'll have two. Actually, I suppose it could be a K through 12 thing if it's a small group. So I guess as a group discussion, do we want to have a high school for whatever characters are playing as freshmen, as teens, or do we want to have a K through 12 single school?
Well, I would think with a smaller town, you'd probably have the K through 12.
Okay.
They don't really have enough people for individual schools.
Yep, that's fine. Okay. So my first question would be, and this is one that I am asking rather than is in the book. Actually, I think you'll have fun with the next question, Ace. I'm going to skip you. Gray, what is the name of our school?
Junction K-12.
Junction K-12.
Sounds like a K-pop band.
It does.
I would like to change my answer.
Baby, pop, 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 pop.
So the next...
That's a content warning.
The next question is, we're going to go back to Ace. What is our school's mascot? I knew you'd like it.
Oh, man. I mean, so many options.
God, what doesn't fit Junction and a pipe?
Nothing fits this. There's no mascot
I'm trying to think
this.
of what is the most opposite of that. You could completely go. Not that I'm trying to sway your decision making.
I mean, do I go with the obvious of, it's a pipe? Or do I go something
That's
a little
fucking crazy?
That's nuts. No, come on.
Like a little T junction, terminal junction.
That's crazy.
Where the pipe fitters. Or
Just a plumber.
Yeah. Or do I go something completely opposite and stay away from like metal and go like the terminal termites?
Termites? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know. I mean,
are we the termites?
It's up to you.
I want you to picture when you are going to these school sporting events, the mascot in the mascot suit running around. Is it a termite?
Isn't Terminal Junction that one place in Fallout with the fire ants?
Is it?
I swear it's from an RPG.
No, there is a something junction with fire ants in New Vegas, but I don't remember it being Terminal Junction. If it is, subconscious context helps me figure out where I heard that name. Yeah, I kind of like the terminal termites. I think that's
Termites.
I think that's fun.
I would have been so down for the T junction pipe. I'm just trying to picture like a big like pipe with a little like
Awful.
the elbow at the end with a T junction in the center with big googly eyes on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was
Microsoft
thinking.
paperclip.
Yes.
All right. So, what is the neighboring town, your sister town's, this will be back to Nix. What is the sister town's name?
Shelbyville. Sistering town.
Oh, please keep making that noise. For
Yeah, it sounds
all
like
of our
mic
audience.
feedback. That's
Also,
great.
the more you make it, the less I will be able to just cut out silences. All of this is going to be in. So please continue. Spit your fucking gum out.
Galvinson.
Okay.
They do the galvanizing for our pipes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're the worst. Galvinson. And then over to Ace. What is Terminal Junction's relationship with Galvinson? Is it amicable? Is it competitive? Is it resentful?
I'd imagine it's extremely competitive.
Competitive.
We make black pipes. They make the galvanized pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We're all PVC. They're
Actually, I
all
think I skipped a
metal.
question as well.
They think they're so much better because they make the metal pipes.
Lovely. Going back real quick, I did miss a question, so I will hand it over to Gray. Economically, our town is prospering, floundering, stagnating,
What's like middle of the road?
middle of the road.
Yeah, not doing great, but
Just coasting.
kind of there.
Yeah. No one's going hungry or homeless, but no one's living fancy.
No, it
Yeah.
sounds like paradise.
Sure. All right. Just to give me a couple of more things to play with. Nix, can you roll me this D20, please? And then I'm going to have you roll me a D12. And I'm going to have Gray roll me D10,
Am I rolling that as well?
D8, D6. Perfect amount of players, by the way. And a D4. Yeah,
Just
go ahead
chucking dice at poor Gray
What was your
over there.
D20?
4.
4. Okay, so our town has a library,
6.
a 6, a church,
I'd like to re-roll my D12.
Which one?
whatever.
The 10 was a 2.
There's a new neighborhood.
Where the HOA is.
The HOA is having a fit.
Oh, yeah.
2.
Okay, double roll again.
6.
Roll again.
8.
There we go. Park or playground?
I'll do park.
Okay.
Park seems more interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
4.
Roll again.
1.
An old neighborhood.
HOA is fucking losing their shit.
No, the HOA has moved into the new neighborhood and left the old neighborhood to rot.
Oh, that could be a thing.
That could easily be a thing. Last one?
3.
3. A cluster of businesses or a strip mall?
A strip mall.
Okay. Sweet.
I do want like themed restaurants to the town.
We could talk about it. Do you want themed restaurants? Is it pipe themed?
Pipe, terminal themed, termite themed.
So this town is like, I'm imagining this town is like some businessman moved here in like the late 1800s
With his
made
wife,
it
with his wife,
with
Betty.
his wife, made it a pipe town, and then just went way overboard with like the rules of construction when people started creating everything's just pipe themed.
All the street lamps look like pipes.
My God.
Just a bare bulb dangling from an L joint.
Yeah, there's probably towns like that in middle America.
You know what? It's not where I work is a small town, and yeah, there's a lot of themed things.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we will get into actual character creation. We are going to come back to our town because I have a couple more questions about our town. but I want to do our character creation first.
I hope we're coming back to the town. Where else are we going to play?
We're playing in Galveston.
Oh, no. So much detail in Terminal Junction, and we're just playing in the only named Galveston.
Okay. So, for pre-generated characters on the PDF that I have shared with you guys, there are tropes, and the first step to creating your character will be choosing a trope. Before we get into that, though, I had stated I do want at least one of you to be a kid and at least one of you to be a teen. Now, the other way that I'm straying away is that I would also like to establish that you guys are already friends. You are a friends group. So, one or two of you have entered into teenhood, and one or two of you have been left behind in being a kid, but you are still friends. So, before we get into that, who wants to be a kid and who wants to be a teen? I only need one specifically of each. I don't care where there's two.
I don't particularly care. So whatever anybody else wants to fit in, I'm cool with being in either direction.
If nobody cares, we could also roll for it.
Anybody have a preference?
No specific preference.
Here,
Also,
have a D6.
I'm kind of thinking.
Give it to Gray.
I'm kind of thinking Ed and Eddie too. Like it's a cul-de-sac.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we became friends.
So we'll call a 1, 2, 3 a kid and a 4, 5, 6 a teen, and we'll do a re-roll if we don't have one of each.
What was 3?
A 3 kid.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2 kids and a teen.
2 kids and a teen. Okay. Understood. So the reason why that is important.
Ace is a weirdo for being the teen that hangs out with
He is 1 year older than you.
Oh, darn,
down.
Weirdo.
I was thinking like, 2 friends and one of their older brother just always watching over
We could
them.
do that. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
I think so.
I was thinking that dynamic too, but
I'm open to that.
I'd be weirded out about how that might play in some situations, but that was also one of the ways I could see this working. Is it there being a brother situation?
Yep. Absolutely.
Or a sister. I don't know how you want to play.
Whatever you want to play, dog.
I think I'll play a guy.
Whatever you want to play, dog. Literally, our last mini campaign, both me and Gray played female characters.
Pretty good. Fucking merciless. They killed the guy while they held him.
Yeah, I hugged someone and whispered sweet nothings into their ear while giving the nod to Gray to kill them.
And Gray just stabbed him like 30 times.
Yeah, it was pretty beautiful.
Yeah, none of that sounds surprising to me.
When
He
looking
deserved it. He was a content warning.
when looking at the tropes, I suppose I'll actually explain a little bit about what you'd be choosing before we actually get into it. So tropes is essentially, think of them as like pre-generated characters, though a lot of it is just recommendations. And they're also essentially, they're tropes, they're stereotypes of what you might find in one of these films or what have you. The first thing I would like to explain is if you look at any of these tropes, you'll see it says like D20 brains, D12 brawn. This is for the adventurous scout. The way that skills work, if you look at your character sheet, you do have skills somewhere in the top right. So your skills are fight, flight, brains, brawn, charm, and grit. And let me go over the stats. Brains, this stat determines how book smart a character is. It will determine how well they understand problems, how well they did or are doing in school, and how quickly they are able to solve intellectual puzzles. That is brains. It's your intellect. Brawn determines your brute strength. It does not determine your ability to fight, but your ability to lift, to push, to do athletic things. Fight determines your ability to fight. This would be your ability to... I'll just read it. Determines how scary your character is, both in and out of a fight. They'll be able to learn to fight or to use weapons more easily. It also determines how intimidating a character is and how much it looks like they can handle themselves. That is your fight skill. Flight determines how fast a character is, as well as how skilled they are at evading their problems, literally, figuratively, or both. Characters with a high flight will be fast and tough to catch both physically and verbally. Smooth talkers whose legs and mouths are quick. Charm is charisma. How socially adept you are as a character, how good you are at reading emotions of other people. Characters with high charms would be able to talk themselves out of tough situations and into good ones. Grit determines how hard it is to unsettle a character, emotionally or physically. Characters with high grit will be able to keep a level head in the worst of situations and will be able to keep their cool even when pushed hard. So those are the stats. In Kids on Bikes, you do not have modifiers. Rather, you would take the standard polyhedral set and attribute each skill to a die. So you might have a D20 in fight, and you might have a D6 in flight. That is the die you will roll while trying to beat DCs.
Sure.
When rolling checks. So, again, when looking at our tropes, as I shuffle back and forth through this fucking book, looking at like the Adventure Scout for an example, it gives you what would make a good Adventure Scout, which would be a D20 for brains, a D12 for brawn, a D10 for grit. So it's showing you where it would recommend you putting those skills, what die to what skill. The reason why I asked you guys to choose your ages first is each of these tropes is specific to an age, either a child, a teen, a adult, or it can be any as well. Some of them have crossovers where a teen or an adult could take the same trope. It also has a suggested bike, suggested strengths, suggested flaws, and each trope has 2 questions in which you would need to answer about your character. So, take your time, read through, find a trope you like.
Got one.
Got one? All right. So, once you have a trope, out of curiosity, what did you pick?
Dedicated farmer.
I love it. Where is that? Dedicated farmer. Beautiful. Okay. So, the first step for you would be to, on your character sheet, write what dice is going into specifically what skill. Now, this is what is recommended to make a dedicated farmer. And the questions will be about you being a dedicated farmer. However, I did say that we will go kind of between pre-made characters and custom characters. I am fine with you respecing the stats if you would like to make your character a little bit more unique. But I would suggest sticking somewhat to the recommendation. And you can start thinking about the questions that are listed under Dedicated Farmer as well.
Questions to answer.
Yeah, they're pretty quick. Are you a pipe farmer?
Well, they didn't have anything for minor, so. Yeah, I'm looking at the suggested ones. The only thing I'm going to switch, because I like the way that it's laid out, is flight and charms.
Okay. You want to be more charming than...
More charming, but I don't run from anything.
Okay.
Kind of like that idea.
Sure.
Or I can't run from anything.
Well, just not well. Yeah. In the background, I'll just talk about a brief explanation of what each die to each stat would mean. A D20 would be considered superb. A D12 would be impressive. A D10 is above average. A D8 is below average. A D6 is bad. And a D4 is terrible. So you would be otherwise terrible at flight.
Mm-hmm. Not very intelligent either.
So for these suggested strengths, are all those checkbox things, or like what is that?
Strengths, we'll go over that in a bit. So
Okay.
I just wanted to see your tropes. But yes, so those are your feats, essentially.
Okay. I got one.
Okay. You got a trope?
Yeah.
What's your trope?
Animal lover.
Animal lover. Nice. You want an animal companion?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's a thing.
Yeah, why not? And I mean, it's not necessarily a thing, but why not? I don't mind
Yeah,
having an animal.
sure.
That's cool. Sure. You can think about that in the background. Where's animal companion? Let me look at these warlocks. Animal companion. Or sorry, not animal companion. What was it called? Animal lover. Okay.
I mean, it kind of worked. The first question is, when did you get the pet that's always by your side? So
Hell yeah.
kind of seems like you have an
it seems
animal
like
companion.
you do get a companion, don't you?
Does it?
You're gonna need a bicycle. Well, the question is, when did you get the pet that's always by your side? Yeah, love it. Okay, so again, yeah, you could put those skills, the D20, D8, whatever, into your character sheet as you would like to do. Gray, thoughts yet?
Nope.
Okay, understood. I wanted to read you guys as well for an understanding of how the game works, but I gotta find it. I always find it fascinating looking at the outline in a book for difficulty classes. Aha. Stat checks. Difficulties, explanations, and examples. And we will start at the bottom. A difficulty class of 1 or 2. This is a task where success is nearly guaranteed, except in extreme cases. Lifting a 10-pound weight or something along those lines. A task where 3 to 6 difficulty. A task where success is likely for all, but those who are not skilled or otherwise bad at a thing. So a 3 to a 6 flight would be something that most people should be able to do. You are probably going to struggle with that. So that would be like kind of considered like a 1 or 2 is like a given. A 3 to 6 is like an easy, unless you're terrible at something. 7 to 9, which is very likely, depending on how you guys play the game, where the majority of our DCs will be. It is a task where success is almost certain for those who are very skilled at it, but not for those who aren't. So like now we're digging into even your intelligence checks would be more difficult in that area. So this is getting into what would be like hard. 10 to a 12, a task where success is impressive, but unsurprising for those who are skilled. 13 to a 16, a task where success is extraordinary, but decidedly possible for those that are truly skilled. 17 to 19, a task where success would be incredible and impressive. This too is a nearly guaranteed failure. And then a 20 or greater, even for the most skilled, this would be extremely hard to do. So for something that's nearly impossible. I think most checks in general of what would be considered challenging would be between a 7 and a 12. Would be like, these are hard things to do, unless you know what you're doing. For those of you who already have a trope, in the appendix appendices section of the PDF, there are suggested strengths that you can choose. I believe you just choose one, if I am not mistaken. Yes, you choose a strength and a flaw. And you can find both the strengths and flaws in the PDF. Also, while Gray is still choosing a trope, for those of you that are a child, such as Nix, as I said, there are mechanical differences. So, you automatically get the quick healing strength. So you can check that on your sheet. That is free. You cannot take the rebellious strength. You are barred from that strength. You also get an automatic +1 to your flight and your charm.
I'm gonna go with cunning detective.
Hell yeah. Love it. Cunning detective. Okay. You can put those dice in the appropriate spot on your sheet based on the recommendation. I also don't mind you moving them around as long as they still kind of fit the trope. And then just to repeat that.
Do you have any pencils lying around?
Yeah, there should be one by you. As a child, Gray, you automatically get the quick healing strength. So you can check that on your sheet. And then you cannot take the rebellious strength when you go to choose your own strength. You also get a +1 to your flight and a +1 to your charm. For our teenager, you automatically receive the rebellious strength. You also get a +1 to your fight and a +1 to your brawn. I would just write +1 like next to the skill.
Fight and brawn.
And we have no adults. Stupid adults.
Ruin it.
What do adults even know anyways? You do indeed have questions that I would recommend writing in your notes. So I will go to the tropes real quick. Dedicated farmer. Why does working with the land bring you so much joy?
Because it's simple.
I love it. Not one for a more complicated life. It does beg the question, how are you doing in school?
Well,
Okay.
Hey, D's get degrees, man.
What do you miss out on because of the time that you have to put in farming?
Friends my own age.
I could see that. Yeah. Just in general, social life, lacking in social life.
Why I hang out with my kid brother.
Makes sense. Okay. Animal lover.
Loser.
Loser.
Nerd.
Animal lover.
Yeah.
When did you get the pet that's always been by your side?
How old is child in this game?
I think, what's high school?
14.
14? So you're like, I guess 13?
13.
I wanted you guys to be like a year apart just for that mechanical thing, but not necessarily. I mean, you guys could be a little bit younger because he wants to be an older brother. So if you wanted to be like 12,
Okay. I was thinking
10 to 12, somewhere in there.
in my head. I was thinking 8, but 12 works. I was
Sure.
thinking just half the life of the
You could
character
be younger if you'd like.
would be how old I'm thinking dog.
Okay. So half your life.
So 6 would be when
Okay. So your dog's a little bit older, a little more mature.
a little bit older, bigger dog. Probably like in my head, I'm thinking the dog. Well, again, I was thinking an 8-year-old. I was thinking the dog is almost my size, but if he's 12, he's pretty big dog.
Sure.
I like big dogs.
You guys could do 8 if you wanted to do 8.
No, that's
That's
fine.
between you and Gray. Because you guys would be the core friend group then.
No, that's fine.
Why do you feel like your pet understands you better than most people?
I would say that my dog, known him for a long time, hang out with him a lot. He would recognize when I'm nervous or scared, and he's also really good at cheering me up.
I dig that. Cunning detective, yes?
Yes.
Okay. What's the most impressive case you've cracked? Are you fine with 12 years old?
Yeah.
What's the most impressive case that you've cracked?
Somebody stole one of Betty's pies at a
Oh,
competition.
dude, that's what I was
Some
thinking.
bitch.
So
Yeah.
perfect.
Get him. What case could
Who's
you
my
never
dog?
solve, and why does it still bother you? It also does not necessarily need to be very comical.
Mhm.
It could be a genuine thing, or it could be comical. You're a kid.
Oh, and it should be comical, but I can't think of it.
That's fine. You can come back to it if you want.
Trying to stay out of content warning territory.
This fucking guy.
There are suggested strengths. You guys are more than welcome to choose whichever one you would like, other than the kids you are barred from rebellion. Likewise, you can choose a suggested flaw. Once you have those, I would love to know which ones you chose.
So, how many do you pick?
I believe one strength, one flaw.
One strength, one flaw.
I'll double check, but
I wish it would tell us what the flaws are, because if you go down, it shows you what the
They're very
actual strengths are, but it's very vague on the
so
flaws.
the flaws are intentionally vague, as are knacks. We'll get into that in a minute. And knacks you make up, but they're intentionally vague. They're, it's more like a role playing. So strengths are more mechanical. Flaws are more like a role playing guideline. Like, oh, you're very blunt. It's more of a role playing guideline. Doesn't necessarily have to overwhelmingly impact you.
Oh, the failure. Somebody stole a championship trophy from the high school. Or from the school.
Who do you suspect did that? Was it Galveston?
It was definitely Galveston.
Fucking surely.
What age do I need to go with for my team?
I wanted you to be kind of younger. So like either freshman or sophomore. So
Right.
14 or
Okay.
15.
15.
Okay.
Do we just checkbox the strength?
Yeah. If you want to write down just so that you recall what it is, you're more than welcome to in your notes. Either your notepad or on your sheet is fine.
Sorry, if I want to what?
If you want to write down what the strength actually does, but yes, you're supposed to just checkbox it, but obviously you'll want to know what it is in play
Oh, okay, sure.
if you wanted to write it down.
I'm going with oversensitive as the flaw.
Okay. We'll wait for everybody to catch up.
What page is the description for
For
the flaws or whatever, or the strengths? Oh, I got
Strengths is 160.
it. I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, that rebellious strength is pretty great.
Yeah, I'll read it out loud. Rebellious. Where's rebellious? Rebellious. Free for and available only to teens. You add a +3 to rolls to persuade or persist persuasion from kids. And the 3 to rolls to resist persuasion from adults. That is pretty great.
I thought so.
Quick healing for the kids is you recover from injuries more quickly and you don't suffer lasting effects from most injuries.
Kids are made of rubber.
Yeah, you're bouncy. Nix, had you chosen a strength or a flaw just out of curiosity?
Yeah, a strength was protective and flaw was oversensitive.
+3 to rolls when defending one of your friends. Nice.
I just imagined when I wrote down the dog knows when I'm nervous or scared and cheers me up, that I feel like my character is a puddle without the dog. My character
Can't wait to kill your dog.
Oh yeah. I imagine this.
Tell me about your dog. What kind of dog is it?
Would fucking fall apart without his dog.
You said a bigger dog.
Bigger dog, yeah.
What kind of dog is it? I'm picturing like classic golden retriever.
I
Dog
kind of
companion.
want something a little bit bigger than a golden retriever.
Okay.
But probably like along that same temperament.
Yeah.
Like very similar temperament to a golden retriever, probably a little bit bigger. Very playful. Playful
Okay.
dog. Probably short hair.
Okay. Name?
Call him Thor.
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 I love it. I feel like Thor also has the protective strength, even though he's not supposed to be a character.
No.
I am 100% going to make a Thor character sheet. How you doing over there, Gray? You wrapped up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Sweet. What strength did you choose, or have you?
Prepared.
Prepared. They
And
spend 2
flaws,
adversity
dogmatic.
points. Well, sorry, I should have gone into this. Adversity tokens. So, adversity tokens are oftentimes used to unlock your strength. Also, adversity tokens are used to, for some of the things regarding your bike, some of the features of your bike, to unlock things on your bike. The other thing adversity tokens are used for is they are individually a +1 to any roll. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can also lend them to your friends' rolls. You can use them as a help action. Adversity tokens are gained. I believe you start with 3, so everybody could write 3 on adversity tokens on their sheet. You gain adversity tokens when you fail a check. So when you fail to do something, you are going to gain an adversity token. They can be used at any point as a +1 to a roll for, I believe, yourself or your friends, if I'm not mistaken. There is no cap to them. They are kind of they're kind of like a catch-up system. So for someone like Gray, who perpetually fails his checks, you are constantly growing a pool of +1s that you could later use for something important.
Sorry, and they don't stack, correct?
No,
Oh, you can't.
you
stack
can
it.
you can stack it. You can be like, I have 4 adversity tokens. I really want to pass this check. It's important to me. I'm putting 4 adversity tokens on them. Also important to note is the DC is always displayed. So when I say you're trying to climb the fence, I'm going to need brawn. It's not that hard. A brawn of 6. You get a 4. You can, at that point, knowingly spend 2 adversity tokens just to succeed. So it's an interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I could see where a lot of more hardcore TTRPGers wouldn't necessarily love it because failure is a part of the game. But what I do like about it is that you are still failing what you're currently doing in order to gain them.
Sure.
So the failure still happens. It's just not stacked failure forever.
Yeah. No, I'm okay. I think it's fine. Because
It's interesting.
The way that you recover moments of not failing is by failing.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you that inherently I think a good game should have failure.
Yes.
Denying failure in a game I think it takes away an aspect of TTRPGs.
Yeah.
Because it is the recovery from failure. It is the stories you tell when other players fail.
Mm-hmm.
It is those things are, to me at least, what has made really good moments in games.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't necessarily take that away because you still get failure.
Yeah.
And you could still even roll so bad that you cannot get out of.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
There could be something that you guys are trying to do that is an extremely hard DC, something that I would consider impossible. And even with all of your stacked adversity tokens, you don't have the ability to do it. All right. Now I'm going to just go kind of down the line on the sheet here. Motivations. What are your character's motivations? It could be simple, it could be broad. But what drives you?
I don't even know that. As a
Are you
person.
very school? I know. Motivations is the weirdest one to me, but are you, trying to do them well in school or trying to take care of your friends or trying to ease the life of your parents? What's the important thing to you in life in general?
I'm trying to think about what I cared about when I was fucking 12.
Yeah. Being cool.
No. I collected Pokemon cards when I was 12.
Yeah, let's be fair. Nix has never worried about being cool.
No. God, no.
Doesn't have to worry. He's been rad his whole life.
Yeah.
Rad as hell.
Radical, dude.
Fear,
Fucking watching SpongeBob. Let's go.
fear is going to be the same thing. Now, in thinking about fear, it should be something that could reasonably come up in one of these tropey 70s, 80s, 90s kids on bikes type movies. And it can be broad. So disappointing your parents could be a fear of yours.
God, I'm just...
Getting arrested going to prison or jail could be a fear of yours. Your family losing the farm could be a fear of yours.
I'm just making a fucking one-note character.
Yeah.
But the motivation would be looking out for my friends, and the fear would be losing my friends.
Yeah.
That would fit.
That's okay. You're just a very loyal friend.
It fits the protective narratives. It fits all the other.
I think there is a strength called loyal as well.
There is.
Obligations, easy for the fucking farmer over here. What responsibilities do you have? Are you part of a sports team? Do you have to go to training? Do you have to look over your family's shop after school? What responsibilities do you have as a kid or teen?
Would something like daily chores be a thing?
It could be. I mean, you could have very simple responsibilities.
You're 12.
Like taking out.
There's a degree of none being an acceptable answer, I think.
At the house, taking out the trash, mowing the lawn.
Yeah, chores.
Just chores.
Who was this game made for?
Why? In what sense?
Chores, responsibilities, motivations as a child.
He didn't. Yeah, that's not the book writing that. That's Nix writing that.
I'm trying to place what the fuck responsibilities does a 12-year-old have?
I don't know. It's like, why? I mean, that has to be built into the game on a quiet level.
We're not going to play through his
I understand
chores.
that, but it's like,
because like,
still.
So it's like, so it's the idea is that you're a normal kid, right? So you have to do your chores. So what happens when you're chasing down a murder that you probably shouldn't be involved in anyways because your friend got kidnapped, and you're trying not to alert your parents of it, because if your parents find out that you're doing this, they're going to lock you in your room. You're not going to be able to investigate, right?
Butters,
you
are grounded, mister.
Yeah, because you're a kid. So
yeah, I mean, that
now, what's a barrier to that? What's a good way for your parents to find out? I mean, if all of a sudden you're not doing chores and shit, your parents are going to figure out pretty quickly that you're fucking off and doing something else after school.
Or if the disguise of we are going to go investigate something is, I'm going to have a sleepover, or we're whatever I'm hanging out with my friends at their house.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't go because you didn't do your chores. So, like, it is a butter situation.
It is very much a butter situation, but you're a kid.
That again, if this was a teen or adult character, it'd be like, it'd be like a job.
Yeah. I was going to ask the teens if they had a job.
Working at the CDC.
Yes, working at the
but your job seems like a job you kind of don't get paid for.
Nope, working the family farm.
Okay. So, knack. Knacks. Knacks, it should be something involving a verb. So something ing. Something that you are particularly good at. It should be broad. Identifying plants. Playing soccer. Things along those lines. Surfing the interwebs. It's too early for that. But something relatively broad, and the reason for this is you will get a boon. I forget what it is. Hold on. Let me read this real quick. If you can justify why a check being made is related to your knack, instead of rolling for it, you can automatically get a 10 on that check. And the 10 would be something that would be considered difficult to do for most people. So being able to get an automatic 10 on it, plus whatever adversity tokens you need or would like to add, is a pretty big boon. Now, it should be broad, as in like playing soccer is kind of broad. But it doesn't mean that playing soccer in the game is the only time that would come up. If you decide, kind of like in our DCC, if you decide that you're just going to punt a zombie head, playing soccer can easily be excused as to why that makes sense.
Sure.
And it should be drawn on your life experience. So you should have a reason for why you're good at that thing.
So So for mine, would something like pushing and pulling large objects work?
I think,
field hand.
or like farming
Farmhand?
would be a simple verb.
Oh, it's got to be single.
Yeah, but it could, but yes, pushing and pulling, I could see you easily relating to that. If there's something heavy that needs to be pushing, be like, hey, I'd like to use my knack for farming. I'm used to pushing plows, so it makes sense that I'd be able to push this dresser out of the way. If you say protecting Nix, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to make a single contested roll and then narrate the finale of the battle against you.
That fits into my knack. I'm protecting my friends from the big bad. So like I should just win.
Yeah.
It's a base 10. I'm going to add +4 to adversity tokens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know what the DC is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we win. Solving mysteries. No. Swimming?
Sure. What swimming in your life experience have you done that would make you otherwise like an expert swimmer?
I would say I like to go to the gorge a lot with Thor.
Okay.
We swim a lot.
Gorge with Thor? Hell yeah. Thor loves swimming
He fucking loves it.
because he's a short-haired golden retriever.
Some sort of mix. He's a mutt.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of golden retriever in there, but
Okay. Page 171 of the PDF. Bikes. I need you to choose a color of your bike, which has specific benefits. And these benefits happen when you're on the bike, for the record. And then an upgrade to your bike. And yes, trading cards in the spokes is an upgrade.
So I think of a very hilarious and synchronous thing that is an opportunity here.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'm just going with purple because that was the suggested one for the trope.
Okay.
But the trading card gives you a +1 to be a distraction. So with the protective ability, that would mean that if I'm trying to distract for the purpose of protecting my friends, it's a +4. Correct?
Say again?
So the trading card is like a +1.
To checks if you're attempting to distract others. Yeah.
If you're attempting to distract others. If I am for the purpose of
Distracting
trying to
them.
distract people to defend my friends.
Yeah, for the protective strength.
For the detective strength.
Yeah, I think
it would be a +3, correct?
I think so.
Or so it'd be +4.
I believe so.
Do something like that. Okay. That fits.
Okay.
So yeah, purple trading card.
Sweet. Maybe just write that down as notes on your sheet.
What?
Or I guess, oh, sorry, there's a bike section. So purple trading card.
Yeah, there's a little bike.
Cool. Cool.
I could write like what the trading card effect is, or even purple. I don't quite understand what that. It turns a decisive action into a planned action.
Yeah, so that's a weird thing in the book.
Or snap decisions as planned actions.
Yeah, so if something is otherwise not a timely thing, right? But still decidedly difficult, you can take half of the value of your die as your roll. That is called a planned action. So if you guys are doing something where there are no stakes, there are no consequences, there's no timely thing, you're not being spied upon, blah, 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 but you're trying to do something difficult. Say there's an abandoned house and you're trying to break a lock, right? And you brought tools or whatever, there's no one watching the house, you're not under any constraints. That would be a planned action. You could, for whatever check I'm trying to make you make, maybe a brains check, you could just take half of your die's value as your roll. You could still add adversity tokens. But you could take half of your die's value as your roll. So let's say that's your D20 as your brain.
Okay.
You could just get an automatic 10 because it's a planned action. Whereas snap decisions are like things that you're doing in the moment when there are time constraints or Otherwise,
Sure.
yeah.
Does that?
Then you have to roll.
Yeah. Does that kind of roll, because the bike gives you, it only happens when you're on a bike?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, bike boons are for on bikes.
Okay.
Sweet. The other thing is this game does have exploding dice. So just because your die is lower than the DC of something does not mean that you cannot win. Say something has a difficulty of 6 and you have a D4 on that skill. If you roll a 4, you get to take that number and then roll again and add them together. There's no limit to that. So your brains of 4 can still equal a 22.
Sorry, how does it work again?
Exploding. So if you roll the maximum on a die, you roll again and add those numbers together.
Okay.
So you can still accomplish greater tasks. In this game, it's called a lucky break. It should narratively be described as you getting lucky. Something happened to allow you to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Everybody all caught up? I have a really important question for Nix and Gray. Whose older brother is Ace? So we have a dog. You're very protective of your friends. You are, I mean, kind of a lot of what you're driven is just loyalty to your friend,
Sure.
right? Or friends in general, but definitely your number one friend.
I think because it depends on Gray's situation with how he became a book nerd. Because you're right, your character is a smart character. So I could easily see that Ace is already kind of setting up. He lives in a fucking farm.
Family farm, right?
Yeah.
So I could easily see that maybe the farm is near the gorge, so I can easily set that up where like that's where my character built that part of his life. And I could see that like Gray's character being nerdy wouldn't necessarily be maybe a farmer's kid. I don't know.
I mean, it could be
that's why he stands out.
Was that?
Yeah. It could be that strange younger brother that, never got really into farming, but felt driven to read books and learn.
Yeah. I mean, I was also digging on the whole idea of like us being cul-de-sac friends, but also that quip I wrote out or I just threw out there, whereas like Gray solved the mystery of Betty's missing pie, and it was because my dog ate the pie, and that's how he solved it, and that's how me and Gray became friends.
That's how you became friends.
Yeah. I mean, it could also be that because you're constantly over at the farm hanging out with Gray.
Yeah.
That you're always at the gorge swimming.
Could easily work that way. So Gray, do you want to be the brother or me be the brother?
I don't care.
Fuck, I don't care either. Let's roll.
Go back to roll on that. I will say you guys did have opportunities within the town for whoever isn't within the family, which could be. Also, you guys could all be family, I suppose, as well. But there's an old neighborhood and a new neighborhood as well. So apparently there's a farm. Probably multiple, because there's never only one farm. And then there's an old neighborhood and a new neighborhood.
No, we're just the weird ones that have a farm. Everyone else builds pipes.
Everyone else just, pulls iron out of the ground to go build pipes with them.
You got a
dumbasses.
D8 over there, right?
A D6?
See, we grow the apples
You have
that
a
Betty
D6?
uses for her
I have a
eyes.
D6.
D8 right now.
You have a D6 as well.
Oh,
That's what we used earlier.
Oh, I was just seeing what Gray had on the table. Oh, okay.
Okay. You roll 2, just for funsies. Closest number.
Yeah, closest to Ace. Yeah, that works.
What'd you get, Ace?
I got
5?
5. Dead on.
Dead on.
All right.
Me and Ace are brothers.
Okay. Commonly at the gorge. But that's fine, because despite, you probably need a bike to get around to do your detective work, eventually finding out that it was this idiot and his dog coming through town that ate the pie. And that's how you guys became friends.
Yep.
Works for me. Okay. Now.
Yeah, a little bit of flavor. Our farm is an apple orchard. We grow all the apples for the apple pie.
Fuck yeah. Love it. So fucking stupid. Let me get a D20 from Nix. You guys are going to need D20s as well.
The dice is loaded. It's
What
a
is
4.
It's a 4? To whoever it seems more appropriate, what part of this character's personality do you realize is exceptional that they don't? To either of them.
What part of their personality?
What part of their personality do you think is exceptional? And you're kind of getting a little bit of agency over their characters at the moment. They can veto it if they want to, but
What does personality mean? It's not like a statistical thing, or
not a
is that
mechanical
just-
thing, just something about them as a person.
Something they don't realize
Is exceptional about them.
is exceptional about them.
While you're thinking about that,
Yeah, let
D20
think
me?
about it.
19.
19. First, I would ask you, how well do you know Nix's character?
Well, he's my younger brother, so pretty well.
Oh, sorry, shit. Yeah, I got them wrong. How well do you know Gray's character?
Well,
And Gray, you could chime in on that too. How well do you know Nix's older brother? Is this someone that's just around the farm, or like? I mean, I know, like in my life, I mean, shit. You guys are friends with both me and my older brother. Where that's also a possibility. So between you two, how well do you actually know each other? Would be the question, because there's people you know and people you don't know for these relationship questions.
I mean, I'd say anytime I'm not actively working on the farm, I'm probably taking care of my little brother.
hanging out.
So I'm probably constantly with them.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give Ace. I'll say Ace is extraordinarily good judge of character.
Sweet. Yeah. You okay with that?
I can dig
Like
that.
almost instinctual.
Like you don't know that about yourself, but it is something true about you.
Yeah.
It's something that he appreciates about you, but you don't necessarily
I can dig on
know
that.
yourself.
Probably even like running around with Gray's character.
Do you guys have names yet, by the way?
Nothing. I got nothing yet.
Yes.
What's your name?
Clay.
Clay. Okay.
But like running around with Gray's character and probably hearing him gossip or talk about people, because I imagine you maybe, I don't know, this is what I'm putting on your character being nerdy, that you have some insight on people. And maybe some stories you told me, like, oh yeah, my brother told me about this, about to stay away from this person, stay away from that person, or this person's shady.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I dig it. Sure. Okay, I'll just give you one for
I do know what my character looks like. I don't know his name yet.
Love it. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. What did you roll?
19.
Well, we'll just go with someone that you definitely know, which is Nix. 19. Doesn't really fit. It's talking about first impressions. You are siblings. Give me another roll.
8.
8. What is your nickname for this character and why?
Oh.
Oh, for my character?
Yeah.
So if it helps, would my look determine?
Yeah, that might help.
So currently in my head, again, I was also originally planning on 8, but I think 12 still works for it, is a missing front tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, I was thinking Canelo in my head, like a Spanish term Canelo for like a redhead kid.
Okay.
So like brownish red hair, pale skin, freckles.
Okay.
Rusty.
Rusty. Which is notably not your name.
This is not my name. Yeah, not my name.
Greg, give me a D20. This will be for Rusty over here.
6.
6. I mean, I kind of already know the answer. How did this character contribute to the best day of your life?
It just ties into
He
itself,
was the
doesn't it?
culprit.
You already had the criminal in custody. So his own damn dog.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, the biggest the biggest mystery you ever solved. Makes sense. So, do you guys know each other well?
I'd say fairly well.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will just take your 19. So for Gray's character, you've been in awe of this character since you met him. How did he make such a strong first impression? It all goes back to the pie.
How did Gray's character make a strong first?
And then Gray, can I get a D20?
He was very straightforward about everything when he was looking for the culprit. Yeah.
Investigating your brother's dog.
Yeah, exactly. Very straightforward, very to the point. No nonsense.
No nonsense sounds pretty Gray for a character.
Yeah.
13.
13? Ugh, kind of a lame one, to be honest. We could skip it if you want. What about this character makes you so happy? Give me a D20 roll.
11.
Okay. You often feel the need to stand up for this character. Why are you willing to go so far for them?
Which character?
Again, just going over, he's not really a shut-in, but he doesn't really have friends his own age. He's a hard worker, working on the family farm, protects his brother.
Because he's honest, good people.
Okay. Because he's honest, good people.
He's a blue-collar guy.
Love it.
See, and that's funny because your character description kind of meshes with mine. Because I was thinking just big, brawny, sandy-haired.
Oh, it kind of fits perfectly with being brothers, being opposites, being protective, you being protective as well in a different way. Okay. If everybody could turn to page 170, and we're actually going to get 3 of these because you guys all know each other. Bonded actions. And let me read the introduction for bonded actions real quick. But basically, you guys will have a bonded action between each of you as a pair. Let me find where the bonded action section is. It'll allow you basically to make a collaborative check more easily. Essentially, you guys would be able to, if you can do a bonded action, you guys both are able to roll for it.
So each of us pick 3 or each of us pick 1?
And you get a +3 to the roll. You're picking them together. So what is your bonded action with Rusty? What is your bonded action with Gray? And then Gray and Rusty also would have a bonded action that they would pick together.
I would say with me and Rusty, probably Sworn Protector.
Yeah, it was either Sworn Protector or Heavy Lifters.
I was thinking the exact same ones.
Yeah. My brawn dice is a D12, so it's not.
Mine's a D20.
Yeah, so I'm not a weak kid. Sworn Protector works too. What are you feeling? What are you feeling more fits?
I feel like Sworn Protector fits more. I mean, anytime I'm not working, I'm taking care of you, keeping an eye on you.
Sure.
What's what our parents expect of me.
Okay. And then you would both need one with Gray as well.
I'm thinking with you, Gray, either friends can't or one of the 2 fight abilities, more so because I'd help you in fighting stuff.
I think friends can't.
Friends can't works.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have friends can't together. And then between Gray and Clay, since you already have a name.
Mm-hmm.
I was also trying to think of something soil or like dirt related. So dirt is a little tough, but I was thinking granite. So Grant would be my name. So Grant is my name.
Clay and Grant. Okay.
That works.
How about no look pass?
Yeah, I was looking at that as well.
Oh, Dustin.
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 Yeah, but then do I call you Rusty or Dusty?
Okay, so you got the no look
Probably
pass
both.
together, which essentially
Rusty, because the red hair would fit.
Just
better.
confuse Gray's character by constantly switching between Rusty and Dusty.
essentially wraps up your guys' character sheets.
What did you guys pick for a bond?
No look pass.
No look pass. Okay, so I did have a couple more questions that I wanted to go back to. So first off, I'm going to turn to Gray. I want to know a little bit about your home life. So first of all, where do you live? You live in the new neighborhood or the old neighborhood?
The new neighborhood.
The new neighborhood with the damn HOA. Who do you live with?
Both my parents.
Okay. Single child?
Youngest of 3.
Actually, I'm going to write that down. Do you have a name or no?
God, it would have been really funny. I was going to go with Leopold.
Yeah, why not?
Leo.
What's up, Leo?
Leopold. Leo. That's good.
Okay.
Not going to go full butters this entire game because I would be very tempted to do so.
Oh
You
my
would
god!
be
It just
so
made
tempting.
Yeah.
How did you not get that
did it.
immediately?
There's 2 things I had. If I was any younger, I would have played this entire game as short round.
Yes.
Youngest of 3, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your parents like? Or in general, what is your home life like? Is it very restrictive? Do you have kind parents? Are they hard asses?
I would say hard asses.
Okay.
But it's like the you grow up be doctor kind of hard ass.
Okay, so a little helicopter-y.
Yeah.
Okay. Youngest of 3, what are your siblings like in general? You don't have to give me details.
One's an overachiever and the other one is the kind of kid who'll go around the back of school and do drugs.
Okay.
Dang,
Well,
you got the whole spectrum there.
That could be a content warning, so we'll just say he's the kind to do it, but not actually.
He's a druggie. Okay. I imagine you have a decently nice house living in the new neighborhood.
I assume so.
Okay. All right. For your character, and this could be a group thing, but do you have any other friends, or is it just Rusty and his older brother?
It's like the the group of school kid friends, and then Rusty's the one that I hang out with.
Okay.
Let's go school friends and then friends.
Mm.
Okay. Do you have a crush?
Content warning.
That is there's another sheet for the character sheet called a consent form where you
There
check
is.
off crush, date, or couple, I think.
There is
Something like that.
We're not. That's not why I'm asking.
I know. No.
All right. For
Because it'd be a content warning.
Dustin. It's not like every single warning in the
No, no,
content
no.
warning is a warning against this game. It's options for
I'm
warnings.
having fun.
Fucking content warning. Content warning.
Just reminding people what this game is like, you know? They would probably really like the fact that I'm pointing out all these content warnings for them.
Dustin. Do you have other friends?
Do I what?
Do you have other friends? Other than your dog and your brother and your best friend?
Probably not substantial friends.
Not really. Okay. Do you have a crush?
Who's got time for a crush when you got a big dog?
It's true. Okay. Understood. Do you have other friends?
No, I have no social life.
No social life. Do you have a crush?
I'd say probably.
What's their name?
Like in small town America. I think we'll go with Sue. Or Sue Ann.
Sue Ann. Okay. Very well. What is your guys' home like? It's a farm.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm. I imagine you're the only 2 siblings.
I think so.
Sure, yeah.
Too many mouths to feed makes a problem.
Both parents?
Sure.
I kind of feel like a one-parent household.
Mom or dad?
I'd say
if I could interject a little bit, I almost feel like
the responsibilities that our characters seem to have. I think it's probably a mom,
yeah.
Single
That's what I was
mom.
thinking. Single mom, dad died young or something.
something like that.
Worked himself to death.
Hey,
Oh, the mysterious.
did your
accident.
dad die?
Oh.
Yes. Hold on. Did your dad die in the major industrial accident?
Could be.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Could be.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, pops, why? Sure.
That's why I'm always
Apple
working on the farm. Got to keep it going.
Mm-hmm. What is your interactions with your mom like? Both of you. Is she kind of just hands off? You know, your
Oh, I imagine she tries really hard.
Yeah, I'd imagine she's very loving, trying very hard to give us what we need.
It's probably where we
we're-
get a big part of our protective instincts. Also, just the loss of
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
My dad.
my dad.
Nothing
content
quite
warning?
like the dead dad trope.
What was that?
Yes.
For anybody listening with a dead dad,
Oh God.
do you want to live out your fantasy of your real life tragedy? Did your apple farming dad die in a major industrial accident?
Now you're forced to keep the business or Betty's going to come knocking.
Oh no, Betty.
Where's my goddamn apples? You fucking bitch.
Oh, gendered insults. That's a content warning.
All right, so I think I already know the answer to this one. This is a group question. These are all group questions, actually. Whose house do you guys hang out at? I imagine they can't hang out at your house because they're not allowed to. And I imagine that your guys' house is pretty rad. It's on the apple farm.
Yeah.
And it's right near the gorge.
It's an apple farm with a single mom who's trying really hard. So we probably get to just kind of fuck around in the farm area and.
What's your guys' last name?
Sawyer.
No, Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson is fine.
Okay.
Also, I was trying to think of also farm themed. You have Clay, Dustin. I was like, oh, what's like a pun on a farmer's name?
Okay. Last question.
What do you think about it?
Last series of
Till
questions.
Appledorn. Tillman.
Tillman. Yeah, Tillman works.
Okay, let me just pull out the old eraser.
Yeah, I think we'll go with Tillman.
Create an entirely industrial town and then you're apple farmers.
Hey, someone's got to make the apples for the apple pie,
No,
all right?
our dad was a factory worker. He was just tragically killed.
Yeah.
Are you not sensitive for that for us?
And our mom didn't want us to live that life, so that she moved out of the city and we bought an apple farm.
Or her dad owned the apple farm?
Yeah, or something like that.
Something like that. You know, our grandfather died in that industrial accident too. He owned
Did
a
he, or
farm.
does he live on the farm with you guys? Is it your grandparents' farm?
Yeah, actually, I kind of like that. It is, you know,
Grandparents' farm? Do they live there?
after dad died in the industrial accident, we moved to our grandparents' farm,
Yeah, sure.
Did you move from the old neighborhood or the new neighborhood?
Probably the old
the old neighborhood.
Old neighborhood to grandparents' farm. Okay.
I was just trying to steep it more into tragedy and just
Oh, grandma and grandpa are sick. That's why we work on the farm.
they're in the hospital.
They're old. No, they're on hospice.
Oh, they're in hospice.
As a group, the three of you, hangout spots.
Betty fucking hates him.
Where do you three hang out?
Grandpa used to date Betty. That's how he got the Apple contract in the first place.
What is going on here?
The town's original Apples for Ass program.
Hey, let's
Town had a big industry change.
Hey, boomtowns always have hookers.
I don't know how to say it, but it's there.
All right. Three hangout spots.
The Gorge, definitely.
The gorge is one of them. I mean, the farm is obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And the strip mall.
I meant outside of your home.
Oh, strip mall, yeah.
So strip mall?
Yeah.
What's at the strip mall?
The gorge.
Blockbuster.
An arcade.
Arcade?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that'd be great. Yeah.
Fucking miss arcades.
Oh, dude.
Dude, there used to be a great one down in Hollywood that was just so much fun.
You know what's nice about a game like this is like traditionally, like this was Delta Green and you guys are just reacting to the world around you. I would have to be like, you guys go up to the 1977 model of the Pac-Man machine, Miss Pac-Man. And instead, because this game is that like weird collaborative thing, I would be like, yeah, what game is it? You tell me, Gray. I don't have to do any research.
Boo, research.
So the Gorge, the strip mall / arcade is the other spot. Give me one more hangout spot.
They like the library because
Sure.
book nerd over here.
Sure.
Not necessarily a book nerd. I'm just a detective.
Detective.
Just Larry.
Wannabe.
Well, where else are you going to get information? The internet doesn't exist.
That's true.
I feel like you'd be in the library all the time
But
looking
would
up
you
different
be in the
things.
library with them? I mean, that could be maybe somewhere he goes.
It
Would that be
just
somewhere
like-
you
Well,
would
they're
hang out?
hanging. Well, yeah, but your dog wouldn't be allowed in the library.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be allowed in the library.
Yeah.
This is a joke, but I did think about it. I was like, oh, of course, it fit, you know, in the tragic backgrounds, it's the cemetery. It's
Writing it down?
visiting
I
dad.
wasn't
I'm writing
thinking
it down.
tragic backgrounds, but I was also thinking graveyard.
I'm writing it down. Cemetery. That's the third hangout spot. You guys hang out at the cemetery. Sometimes Gray older brother comes because he likes to do drugs at the cemetery.
I'm just imagining like an 80s emo kid. Just, life is pain.
Are we just writing South Park?
Hey, I originally said the thumbnail for this needs to be us as South Park characters.
You did, to
really
be
did
fair.
say
that,
Oh, by the
yeah.
way, that's the art. So I love the idea of it being our characters.
I mean, I would probably want to do them silhouetted, but I don't know how I don't think our
They
characters.
don't have to be silhouetted, but just akin to a bunch of kids on bikes running down the street.
Yeah, I
guess.
like to stick to the theme of the art, but I can make some
Sure.
exception.
Okay.
As part of bad character design or not great character design on my part, I don't think our characters have great silhouettes.
No, they don't. That's why I don't think I would necessarily do the silhouette. I think you would accomplish the same thing with just as long as it's us as South Park's kids on bikes. Anyways, last one, because I know it's in the book somewhere, but I didn't see it when I was like kind of going through things like a checklist. Rumors. Now, it is up to me whether these rumors are true or not true. But I would like from each of you, and you could still play off of each other, but I would like one each, a rumor in town. It could be something that could be extremely innocuous. The principal is sleeping with the gym teacher. You don't know if it's true or not.
Betty died so long ago, but people still say she works in the back. That's my rumor.
Okay. I'm writing it down.
Nobody's seen her in years. People see her all the time. I just think that is a character.
I mean, that could be the like
Sure,
genuinely that could be the answer is that it is not a true rumor.
Sure. If I think of anything better, I'll say it. But to me, I just want to be funny.
No, I already wrote it down. Yours is locked
Oh,
in.
the thing is, there's a
locked
nice
in,
little
baby
nifty,
boy.
like rubbery part about the device you're using. Well, there goes all the lead.
Yeah. And he never wrote another word.
Yeah. Who needs to write stuff? By the way, I know this seems like a lot for what's going to be a mini adventure, but I do want to use the same town and characters for when we do a part 2 and potentially part 3.
Sure. That's what I figured.
I'm guessing only 2 parts, but it doesn't matter.
For my rumor, I'd say the gorge is haunted.
Okay.
People hear strange noises down at the gorge all the time.
People hear strange noises. I'm just in there playing with my dog all the time.
People hear strange noises. What's that sound?
Just from afar, it sounds like the whooping sounds from the mist.
I know it's like echoing off the lake, so people on the other side just hear like.
I don't know. I want to do something about the HOA or the new part of town, the new neighborhood.
Sure.
Commies. Feel like we're playing in the 70s or 80s, and I haven't heard a single word about commies yet.
I do
I actually don't want it to be the 90s for the sake of wanting the potentiality of future adventures. So yeah, 70s or 80s. We don't have to lock that down either. Again,
Yeah.
this is not meant to be a playing within
I mean,
realism.
it could just vaguely be a time period, and then when we get older, it's just vaguely increasing time. Like, there doesn't have to be
No,
set in
it doesn't.
anything.
The idea is it's somewhere between the 70s and the 90s because you don't have phones and you have bicycles.
But I do actually want to have a legitimate rumor that's more along the lines of the industrial accident. I just don't.
Sure. I mean, hey, we could have a fourth rumor. Betty died is staying, but you could have another one. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I don't know how much of any of this is going to play into our story.
Sure,
anyways.
yeah, of course. I mean, we're having.
It's kind of the idea is that you create. So this is how you would create. This is how you would session 0 for like a full-on campaign. So not all of this is necessarily going to play in, but like let's say 6 months from now we want to do another run of it. We already have this built in, and maybe all of a sudden the whole Betty thing becomes really important.
Sure. I just like to fuck around and make stupid shit.
Yeah.
So like we're just having that.
I'm into it.
The industrial accident wasn't an accident.
I mean, that's such a simple one. But yeah,
Is that the
Nobody
rumor?
saw Betty's ghost the day the industrial accident happened.
there you go.
Is that the rumor?
Sure. I like that as a rumor. Yeah. I was trying to think of like a way to flavor it more, but just putting
A competing company. Corporate espionage.
It could fit into that. Where like it wasn't an accident.
What was that? Fucking Galveston.
No, because then I feel like we would be adversarial with that town rather than competitive.
Some families moved out of the new neighborhood one day. They just kind of disappeared. People think the HOA did it.
Oh. I like that. Lends to the fact that HOAs are evil.
It's some fucking us shit. It's just some fucking weird culty.
That was an
HOAs
X-Files
are
episode.
cults.
Oh yeah, wow.
Hell yeah.
We all have to have the same color house and the same lawn length and no decorations.
I mean, it's just fucking power hungry people that fucking get a taste of being able to control what other people can do, and so they fucking lose their shit.
So again, the nice thing about some of these
that's a content warning there.
I mean, that's real life.
The nice things about these rumors, whether they are true or not, is they can affect your guys' gameplay. For example, if when picking up Gray's character, riding through on your bicycles or whatever, and you get yelled at by the HOA, you would have an instinctive dislike for the HOA president that you would run across.
Oh, especially if I'm riding out to where Gray is, I probably get tons of shit because I'm bringing an unleashed dog.
Yeah.
With no fucking, I don't give a shit where he shits.
Yeah. Ain't no bags.
No,
but it's fine because the poop turns white because it's 70s or 80s. That's the real mystery. All of a sudden, what's your dog's name?
Thor.
Thor. All of a sudden, Thor's poop doesn't turn white. What's going on in this town, boys?
Someone's going around polishing the turds.
Something's in the apples.
Hey, you leave my apples alone.
Okay.
Those are glorious apples.
Is there anything else that's been riddling through your guys' mind that you would like to have written down about the town, about your families, about rumors, about any of the locations that we've mentioned so far? Is there anything else that you guys have been thinking about while we've been doing all of this? I wish I didn't even ask. The way you laughed after I asked is...
Yeah, come on. You opened the door, man.
Actually, you know what?
Content warning. Hey, dude. The guy who owns the bike shop, he talks to the kids a little
and
too
that
much.
is our session 0. Thank you for listening to System
We got a new
Exploration.
math teacher named Jeffrey.
Our System Exploration Session 0 for Kids on Bikes 2nd edition. Catch us next week when we do our Session 1 with... You guys got to have names before we wrap this up. With Clay, Dustin and Leo. Yeah. Join our adventure next week with Clay, Dustin, and Leo in the town of Terminal Junction. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Gray doesn't
Gray doesn't say goodbye.
He doesn't say bye.
Of course not.
He gets it.